Good morning. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video. I'm going to be trying to put videos up here as often as I can. I'm a new driver. I've only been out here not even 6 months, maybe only a month or so, at least, well, on my own, maybe a month or so. But hopefully, you can still learn something from me, learn something from some of the videos that I post on this channel. Let's, I guess, get right into it. So I in my search, when I decided to come out here and be a truck driver, I did a lot of research. I was actually encouraged by my company to do research on platforms like YouTube to make sure that this is something I wanted to get into. So during that research, I've seen a lot of videos saying, where I'm gonna give you the cold hard truth about trucking. And really, it didn't take long before I just started bypassing videos like that. Those are videos that just want you to click on their videos, just to get the clicks or whatever. They try to make it sound like that trucking is super hard, or a lot of negativity in videos like that. So really, I'll just start off by saying this. You're not gonna see that title in on my channel, the cold hard truth about trucking. Pardon the shaking, they're unloading me right now. The cold hard truth about trucking and all that jazz and all that nonsense, that you're not gonna see any of that on this channel. I'm gonna start my first video by telling you this. Number one, if you decide to come out and drive a truck, make sure that it's something you really want to do, because it's definitely not for the faint of heart, I guess, I should say. And not that it's terrible, but it is a grind, and so you'll need to be aware that it can be a grind. If you don't like driving a lot, obviously don't come out here and do this, because you're going to be driving a lot. Really, one of the main things that happens is, if you have a family, especially if you're like me, you're married, you got a wife and you got kids, make sure you can handle being away from them for 2-3 weeks at a time, sometimes a month or so. Some guys are out a month or so, even more at a time, from your wife and kids. Make sure you can handle it. Make sure they can handle that as well, especially your wife or your husband. I'm not gonna say that, because there are a lot of women out here doing this. So your wife or your husband, make sure they can handle you being gone for at least 2 weeks at a time. And like I said, if you got a strong support system, it'll be good for you. Let me turn this light off here in the back. Hold on. All right. If you got a good support system, that'll be good for you as well. But the main thing, find a good company that, do your research on your companies. There are things you can look for: training pay. When you start getting that training pay, look at some of the reviews. Go online and do a lot of research before you decide you want to, link up with a particular company. There are a lot of companies out there that will pay you to train you. Some will pay you more, some will pay you less. Make sure that the training you get is good, because the last thing you want is to go out there, spend time away from your family, do all this training, and not get the proper training and that you need to be out here on your own. But here's what I'll say overall. I said earlier in the video, these videos talking about the cold hard truth about trucking, this, that, and the other. The main thing about this job is like any other job. It's what you make of it. Period. This job is what you make of it. Yeah, you're going to be out here. You're going to see some really cool stuff. You're going to be in some really cool places. Off the top of my head, the caves down in Missouri, where you have to, if you're like me and you're reefer, you have to go down and deliver in the caves down in Missouri. That's really cool to actually be, going into these caves that are massive, massive enough that they have offices and docks down there. You can take your truck down there and back up to a dock in the inside of this cave. So you're going to see some really cool things like that. You're going to be in some cool places. You're going to meet some cool people out here. That's for sure. But again, this is what you make of it. You're going to have bad days as well. You're going to have some shitty days. You're going to have days where nothing seems to go right. You're going to have days where you might mess up on your clock. You're going to have days where it seems like you can't back this truck up for nothing in the world. But you have to just take the good and the bad. Understand you're going to have both. It's raining right now, and I did not bring an umbrella. Oh, that's not good. I'm going to have to move my tandems, and that's going to suck when I go out there. But yeah, just keep that in mind, man. You're gonna have those days. You're gonna have good days and bad days, and it's up to you to decide how you want that day to end. You know what they say? It's not how you start; it's how you finish. Again, this job is what you make of it. Period. Point blank. If you whatever they call them at your company, whatever company you decide, fleet manager, dispatcher, whatever, make sure you get a good rapport with your fleet manager or your dispatcher. If you get one that you just don't click with, tell your company, let them know, hey man, can I get another fleet manager, another dispatcher? Because you guys are like a team, so you want to make sure you're working in conjunction and in concert with your fleet manager or whatever company you're at. But do your research. Weigh all the pros and cons. Again, if you're like me, you're in a relationship, you're married, sit down with your wife or your husband and go over all the pros and cons and make sure that it's something that you really want to get into. It can be very rewarding, but again, it's what you make of it, right? So just keep all that in mind. And again, I don't want to sit here and tell you that trucking is the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that trucking is the worst thing ever. It's what you make of it. That's totally up to you. You can be out here, you can enjoy the adventure, or you can be out here bitching and moaning and complaining. It's up to you. So just keep all that in mind, man. This is my first video. I'm going to be putting more videos up as I can. But just keep all that in mind, when you decide you want to come out here and get into this industry, because it can be rewarding, but there are challenges. But again, that's just like any job. Any job, you're going to have challenges, especially when you're like me and you're new and you're out here, where you go, where you park, you might hopefully you don't get stuck in some places. I got stuck in a couple of places, and luckily there were drivers there to help me get out of those places. So all that's going to happen, but make sure that you're just taking every day as they come, one day at a time. That's the best advice I can give you, one day at a time out here. And that's really it, man. So hopefully you learned something in this video. Again, I'm going to be posting more videos as often as I can. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Stay up, man. Be safe. Peace.